Alright YouTube, what's up? I'm a little better, not 100%. I'm like between 70 to 75%. You can tell my voice is up and down because whatever my uncle gave me, I got it. It's slowly but surely it's gonna go away. Might take a week, might take 2 weeks, but it will go away. Now, that's not an excuse because that's not what you want to see on camera here on YouTube. Here on YouTube, you know how I get down with my YouTube videos. That is, hold on. That is, I do one video for fun entertainment and one YouTube video for being serious. Now, I did promise you I was going to do a martial arts video, martial arts fighting program series. As you do know, I'm going to make this 3 to 4 videos. Why? Because sometimes here on YouTube, when you try to make 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 videos, people start to get bored and lose interest very fast if you don't explain what it is that needs to be explained in a short amount of time. So 3 to 4 videos should be perfectly just fine. Okay, let's see. The first video is always a history lesson. So I'm going to say we're going to start off with the history. Now, Bruce Lee said it best. When I contract, I expand. When I expand, I contract. When there's an opportunity to hit, I don't hit back. It hits all by itself. Another good martial arts concept is know my enemy and know my mark. These are all true good old sayings that come from the Chinese and the Japanese, and they're well practiced in the martial arts. Now, a lot of people got to understand that martial arts isn't about trying to be like Bruce Lee, Goku from Dragon Ball Z, or Batman, okay? What I want you to understand in my martial arts program series is that it's about self-defense. It's about protecting yourself from incoming danger, from out of nowhere danger. 7 days a week, 24 hours a day, 365 days a year, there is somebody getting robbed from school, from work, on the bus, on the train, from the nightclub, and they're not able to get on the phone and call the police. And there's going to come a time and place where there will be no police. There will be no mommy or no daddy to run to for help. There'll be no grandma, no grandpa, no uncle, no auntie. You know, those days will come where you're by yourself and you're out in the world and you graduated from college. You just got you your first house or your first apartment, or you just got you your first car, your first job. And you don't know when that time's going to come. But when that time does come, you need somebody like me that is a martial arts expert who's well versed in 10 to 11 forms of martial arts to help give you a nice breakdown of what you're going to get. So when it actually does come to you, you know how to handle it in the best way as possible. And you don't have to spend all your money on these martial arts schools that charge a lot of money. So we're going to call this video Sex Game Way of the Warrior Day 0. Because the first day is usually boring. It's like high school or college where you come on the first day of class. The first week of school is boring. Nobody likes the history lesson. But we got to go through the history lesson to get to the best part. Episode 2, 3, and 4 will be like by far the best videos because they're going to be breaking down different styles of martial arts, and you'll get to all the ones that you want to know. Boxing, kickboxing, Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, Ninja Jitsu, Judo. We'll try to get to some of the best styles of martial arts and episodes 2, 3, and 4. Part 1 will probably be the only boring episode you'll ever have to ever endure. Now, let's get on with the boring history lesson, shall we? What you have to understand is martial arts is nothing like the movies or television shows. Let me repeat. The martial arts that they try to display in the movies and television shows, the real martial arts is kind of like that, but in Hollywood, they love to show like maybe 50 or 60% of what goes on in the martial arts. it goes way beyond just punching and kicking and screaming. Like, if you look at Dragon Ball Z, that is showing an example of Goku being the best martial artist, but it's an anime, and a lot of people do not watch Dragon Ball Z or know who Goku is. So we have to give you someone that you're familiar with. Batman, right? If you look at all the comic books of Batman, that is someone who has had to train in every style of martial arts because of the personal tragedy that he's had. So I think most of y'all will put yourself in place of Batman. You look at characters like Batman, he lost both his parents. You look at Daredevil, he lost his parents. You look at Tony Stark, Iron Man, he lost his parents. Those are prime examples that translate to real life. Now, Goku in Dragon Ball Z did lose his parents, but not in the same way as Batman and Iron Man and all the other characters, because Dragon Ball Z deals with characters that have superpowers and can fly and breathe in outer space, and characters like Batman and Daredevil can't do that. So we're trying to give you characters that are relatable to real life, not a character that you can't relate to. Like, nobody can't relate to Superman because he has all the superpowers in the world. Goku, if you're talking about martial arts and the struggle, yes. But with superpowers, no. Now, a fight doesn't last minutes. A fight can last mere seconds. A fight can last 20 seconds, 30 seconds, or 60 seconds. A fight can take place, anytime, anywhere. A fight can break out on the bus, on the train, at the park, on the street, at work, at school. 7 days a week, 24 hours a day, 365 days a year, a fight can break out. It doesn't matter who starts the fight. Doesn't matter if you win the fight, you lose the fight, a fight will break out. Doesn't matter if you're fighting for the right reasons, the wrong reasons. Doesn't matter if you're not fighting for no reasons. A fight will break out somehow, some way. To the rule and the code of the martial arts, a fight is inevitable. Meaning, no matter how much you try to cooperate, negotiate, beg, plead, somehow, some way, there will be some individual, young or old, black or white, male or female, that will not reason to compromise and will still want to fight even after you've already given them 5 reasons or 10 reasons why it's not good to fight. They will still want to fight. You might find it hard to believe. And you might be forced to fight when you don't want to. And that's one of the rules of the principle. Second rule of the principle of the martial art is that just because I said I'll show you guys some boxing, some kickboxing, some Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, Niche Jiu-Jitsu, Judo, another rule is don't always try the same thing twice. I've seen people try to learn Judo and go on the streets and get hurt because they thought after they had 6 months of practice, they knew what they were doing, and they didn't. Rule number 3, always practice. I mean, seriously, if you watch basketball, you don't just see LeBron James and Kawhi Leonard and all the athletes in the NBA just go onto a basketball court and just play basketball. No, they have days where they have to go in the gym and do weight training and cardio, and then there are days where they have to shoot around with a basketball. Martial arts is the same way. Yes, you got to practice on how to punch and how to kick. There's a right way to punch and kick. There's a wrong way to punch and kick. A lot of street fighters, they just throw a punch because they're just going off what they see in movies and television show. And like I said, when you watch martial arts and television and film, they only show you only 50 or 60% of the real martial arts. The other 40% doesn't ever get depicted in movies and television. You have to go to a real martial arts expert who's been well versed for a very long time. And I'm not just talking about me. I'm talking about someone who's had 10, 15, 20 years, or even 25, 30 years of experience to tell you the same information that I'm telling to you. They're an eighth degree black belt, that's what you're looking for. Now, let's talk about martial arts schools. What's the difference between a person that charges on private sessions and a person who just charges because you're coming to a martial arts school? A martial arts school is like in an area, like let's use Westwood for an example, Westwood, California, where they might have 2 or 3 martial arts schools. One might be a taekwondo school, another one might be karate. One might charge $150 because that's usually a one-time initiation fee, and after that you got to pay like $50 a month. Then you have another one that might charge $29.99, and their one-time initiation fee could probably be maybe $220. And a lot of times it's whatever city they live in. If they live in a fancy area like Manhattan Beach, Hollywood, West Hollywood, Santa Monica, the more luxury the place is, the more expensive the martial art lessons at a martial arts school cost. Private session lessons can range anywhere from $30 to $50, sometimes $100 if you just want one-on-one training. If you want to learn boxing, kickboxing, karate, or kung fu, those are your basic fighting styles. That's not even including highly advanced martial arts styles like Hapkido, Tai Chi, Wushu, Jeet Kune Do, fighting styles like that, because you have to have a practitioner who has studied every style to tell you the clear difference. And I probably would classify under that as a practitioner because I've done boxing, I've done kickboxing, and I can tell you there's a clear difference between the two fighting styles. I've done karate, I've done Chinese karate, Japanese karate, to tell you the clear difference. And I've been to some of the best martial arts schools, and yes, I have been to some of the terrible martial arts schools. And some of them schools closed down because they can't afford the rent. Rent's too expensive. And people be having a tendency to rake the price up. I've seen people go to a martial arts school for about 3 to 6 months, and all they know is karate and kung fu, and that's it. And as far as they go up. Then I know some people who go there for a year, and they don't know nothing. And then they try to go learn another style of fighting, and then they get their intelligence insulted by someone that's been doing it for 2 decades or 3 decades because they didn't bother to ask. I had a martial arts instructor who was once a bodyguard for Magic Johnson, and he was a martial arts let's just say teacher. And he was well versed in 7 styles. And he told me that he has a friend that he knew for 20 years that charged $1,000 per person, and for almost a whole year they would not learn nothing about martial arts. And when they got into a real fight, they got hurt because they were taking stuff from movies and television shows, and they didn't realize that was only 50 or 60% of the martial arts. The other 40% was missing. Like, this guy was charging $1,000 per person, and taking the $1,000 and going to nightclubs and bars and picking up supermodels and fitness models and taking these women out to lunch and dinner on their ignorance and on their expense. And he felt bad that his friend was charging $1,000 and not actually teaching them nothing. So there are good martial arts schools, there are bad martial arts schools. Martial art practitioners is someone that was once a part of a martial arts school, and then they decided to do their own thing outside of the martial art practice, but still practice martial arts. Now, they are good in high regard because usually they might have an ad that might say, I train private lessons, boxing or kickboxing. Usually you go to someone like that, you're in good hands. They could be a teacher or a mentor. Martial arts schools, like I said, they depended on the fancy location. You want to go to Hollywood, West Hollywood, Santa Monica, Manhattan Beach. The more fancy the place, the more expensive the place. And like I said, I know some friends that were there for 3 months and all they learned was karate and kung fu and that was it. Then I know some people that was there for a year and they didn't know nothing. I'm one of the most fortunate ones that happened to actually learn 10 to 11 styles in 13 years. Now in episodes 2, 3, and 4, I'll display some of those styles as self-defense. Now, before this video gets too long, let's go ahead and finish off the video. Now, let's go ahead and explain in the video why I say what I say. Now, you do have to understand that the reason why I'm making the video is because my best friend got punked. Like about 3 days 3 days ago at his job, he got punked and he got bullied. And what I want you people to understand is martial arts should never be used to punk or bully people in any mere shape or form. So when I display this martial arts on camera in incoming days, of course we have some rain coming in this week. When I do, I don't want none of y'all going out there trying to karate kick somebody in the back of the head because you saw it in a movie or in a television show or because I showed you on camera. My martial arts is to teach you how to protect yourself at all times, male or female, young or old, black or white. This martial arts is to protect you, not so you can show off how tough and macho you are. The reason why a lot of the gyms like 24 Hour Fitness, LA Fitness don't be having martial art programs is because a lot of fights break out. A lot of guys be thinking they're Sylvester Stallone, Arnold Schwarzenegger, Jean-Claude Van Damme, Doug Lugland. A lot of them think they're Steven Seagal or Bruce Lee, or fictional characters like Batman. Some think they're Goku, and then they have to terminate the martial arts program at these gyms. I've even done martial arts at a 24-hour fitness gym, at Gold's Gym, and I've even had the privilege to go inside some of their facilities back in the day, in their boxing rings, and display some martial arts. And then someone decided because they saw how good I was at boxing in a boxing ring, they copycat me. And then 6 months later, the program disappears like that because the gym goes up, take the program away. 5 people got hurt, somebody got an arm broke, somebody got their leg broke. And this is why that's why if you go to a 24-hour fitness, 3 to 6 months, you don't see the program no more. So you might go there for 3 months or 6 months at an LA Fitness or a 24-hour fitness, and they can't find the martial arts instructor no more because they'll charge that guy a one-time fee of $100, maybe $1,000, $2,000 or $3,000, and then he can't teach no more at that gym because every time he teaches somebody some martial arts, a fight break out because one person thinks they're Jean-Claude Van Damme, one person thinks they're Arnold, one person thinks they're Sylvester Stallone. So that's why I said when I show y'all guys martial arts, I don't want you going out in the streets using it on someone because you saw it in a movie or in a television show. That's why I'm breaking down the difference between all three. The gyms have it for about 3 to 6 months. You're lucky if you find a gym that has it for 2 to 3 years. Usually somewhere in that 2 to 3 year span, they get rid of the martial arts program. Same thing if you're into boxing, they get rid of the boxing program because someone always gets hurt. I want to sue someone for $1,000 or $2,000 or $3,000 because what I just said. Somebody thinks they're a fictional character. Somebody thinks they're Batman. Someone thinks they're Goku. So that's why I'm saying it in the video. And because my friend got punked, that's another reason why this video is getting made. So it's already longer than it already is. Until next time, peace.